So first of all, we will make the question ourselves: what is SAP, why SAP, and what to do as an FICO. The first, we have to know that it should not be pronounced as a SAP. It was SAP. Why? Because in SAP, each and every letter having their own meaning. That's why it's not a single word. It was a combination of individual letters. It was a combination of individual letters. As in that way, S means systems. A in the sense of applications, and a P in the sense of products. Systems, applications, and products in data processing. So that was the exact abbreviation of the SAP. Maybe you can ask that. Okay, Mr. Whatever you said that SAP is a so and so, so and so. That is abbreviation. Even when I am making the Google also, I will get that answer. Is it?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
When you are facing of an interview, when you are giving the answer as like this, maybe they are not satisfied. They want a clear definition about of exactly. So they want, they are asking the same question again. Can you briefly explain about of that? Then we need to say that. Then we need to say that system is nothing but like any company or any organization. If there is any organization which is working with the multiple of the transactions, is it right? Under each and every company, there was a multiple of the transactions.
Okay.
And is it possible to handle all of these transactions by the one person or one department? Is it possible? So under one company, one department. Is it possible? That means you are a financial person.
No, sir.
So can you able to handle all these transactions in the sense of no? Why? Because all of these transactions has been divided into the different departments. Is it right? So if there is a company or any organization, let me take it as a Glenmark Pharmas, and this Pharmas is having a multiple of the tasks, and all these of the tasks can be handled by the different departments like as finance, sales, HR, production, purchase, warehouse, quality, as like that n number of the departments are there. And all these of the departments, whatever the transactions which was happening under the particular company, we want to make into the data processing. We want to make it into the data processing. And that particular data processing work is called as SAP. So SAP means systems, applications, products in data processing. It means by that, if there is a company or any organization which is working with a lot of the transactions, or else which we are calling as a multiple of the applications, which has been maintained by the different departments, we will make those of the transactions by the different departments into one data processing. And that particular data processing work is called as SAP. So, as in this way, let me take the one example, which we said at Glenmark Pharmas, right? Now we are taking the Glenmark Pharmas. And what I'm going to say this, under this Glenmark Pharmas, there was a n number of the transactions were happening. There was an n number of the transactions. Say for example of one customer is there was under the Glenmark Pharmas. There is a one customer which made a call to our sales department. Say for example of some X is there in the sales department. I'm a customer. So what I have done that I made a call to the sales department and I'm asking that I need the material of the X. I need the material of the X for the 100 quantity. Then what the salesperson is doing that has been taken the order book and is going to be write the details. So what is the customer number? What is the material quantity, and how much of the quantity they required, and how much of the price each and every. They are written everything.
Yes.
And immediately, whatever the salesperson has been written these details, that are going to be share the sales order details to the next department of the warehouse. To the next department of the warehouse. Why? Because the salesperson is only responsible to make the sales activities, but he is not having any authorization to release the stocks. Why? Because all the stocks are into the warehouse. That means whatever the information which is there, that information has to be shared with the warehouse. Share with the warehouse. Now, in the warehouse, another person is there. And what is doing that? He is going to be check that whether that material is available or not. Whether whatever the material which we have requested, is that material is available or not. And has been confirmed that in the warehouse we don't have the stocks. Simple logic. First of all, the customer made a sales order, but in our warehouse we don't have the material. So simply can we say that we don't want the material? That means we are not going to sell the material in the sense of no. That means the customer placed the order and forwarded that information to the warehouse, and the warehouse person is going to check that the material is not available. The material is not available. Then immediately what this warehouse person is doing, that they are going to share this information to the production department. We require this material. But we don't have the stocks. We require this material, but we don't have the stocks. So what we will do? In the warehouse, we don't have the material. Then what to do in the sense of, we need to make the production. That means we need to manufacture the product. But whenever I want to make the manufacturing, whenever the production department has to be manufactured, they also require to maintain the raw material. The raw material should be there. But unfortunately, the raw material was not there. Then the production department is sharing that information to the production department is sharing that information to the purchase department. But we in our organization, we have to make a sale of this product. We want to make a sale of this product, but unfortunately we don't have the stocks in our hands. So we want to manufacture that much of the goods. But I don't have the raw material with us. So we don't have the stocks with us. Then what to do in the sense of, we need to manufacture. Whenever we need to manufacture, whenever we have to make the manufacture, we need to check the raw material is there or not. The raw material is not there.
Yeah.
Then we have forwarded that information to the purchase department. Boss, please make the manufacturing. Please make the manufacturing. And that means we need to make the purchase. That means now Mr. Bharat is into the sales department, for example. Okay. Mr. Bharat is in a department into the sales. Now you received the order. Now you have received the order. But what you have to do, that you need to share that order details to warehouse. That means what you have to do, that you need to write the details and you have to share the details to the next department. That means warehouse, by making a call
Warehouse. Yeah.
or else putting a mail or something.
Yes, sir.
But if we can take in any of the MNC company, like as a Cadbury's or Cipla or any of the companies, they can have a multiple of the sales orders for a day. Isn't it? They're not receiving only one or two.
Okay.
They're having thousands of the hundreds of the sales orders would be there. And is it possible to share that information to the warehouse by manually making a call or sending an email? Is that much of the flexible will be there? No. Why? Because whenever I am receiving the sales order, I am entering the paper, I am writing onto the paper, and I have to make it a post to the warehouse. From the warehouse, they need the production order. The production order has to be shared with the purchase department. It will take a lot of the time.
Yes, sir.
So that's why, being as in a company management, what I am thinking that for the salesperson, I will give the one system. I've given the one PC, and what I said that, see, boss, whenever you have received the sales order, that means you have received a call from the sales department, customer, you just fill these details. You just fill these details in application and save it. That's it. Immediately, the data has to be make the storage, and as well as that particular data has to be shared with the next department. What is the next department? It is warehouse. That means whenever we have entered the sales order, whenever you have entered the sales order, that has to be stored into the database, and immediately in the warehouse there has to be a pop-up. One pop-up box has to become. So this is a sales order. Okay, whenever they are cross-verified the material, immediately they have generated the production order and save it. The data has to be stored into the backend, and the information has to be comes into the system of the production department as a pop-up box. This would be easy and flexible instead of the making a call or phone or something, whatever.
Call.
Is it right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is easy method.
Easy of the method and flexible. Is it? So now, as a Glenmark Pharma, what I'm thinking that I want to make my organization into the computerized. I want to make my organization into the computerized. That means I'm having the 50 members of the employees. I have given each and every employee one system. I've given each and every employee one system. And whatever that person or the employee has to be enter the data into that particular application area. Enter the data into the particular area. What they have to do, in the sense of they also require the one software. So basically my requirement is to data storage and data sharing. Data sharing. I want to make my organization into the computerized. I want to make the organization into want to make it into the computerized. So that's why being as a Glenmark, what I'm doing that, I came to yours. Now you are into the TCS. Okay, mister?
Okay.
So being as a Glenmark, I am a user, and I want to make my organization into computerized. But basically, I am a software. I am not a software employee. I am into the pharmaceutical, but I need a computerized. So what I am doing that, I went to the TCS. Now you are into the TCS bus, for example. I went to the TCS, and I'm asking them, okay, Mr. TCS, in my company, My company was running like this, and my company requires this much of the transactions, and so on, so on, so on. That should be very good. Can you please give me the solution for me? Can you able to give me the solution for that? Then the TCS people are saying that, okay, boss, whatever you want to use the product or package or software or anything, do one thing. Just tell me your requirement. Tell me what you want. That means, as a user, your company was running. For your usage, tell me your requirement. As per that, we will develop a new software for yours. The first choice which they are given. And the second choice which they are given is, we need not to develop that, something which was already there. We will make a sale to yours and you can use it. And the third one is, some existing is there, and tell me your requirement, and tell me your requirement. As per your requirements, our team will modify that as on your choices, as on your requirements. That means, can I say that whenever we are going to develop a new software or a package, it will be takes a lot of the time.
Yes, sir.
It will takes a lot of the time and a lot of the cost also.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Other else, if we can take in the existing one, what will happen is, that will not suitable for me. That was not made for me, no. I can't work with that.
Yes, sir.
That was developed by someone, but not for me. That means either if I can go for the development, I can go for the creation of a new one. If else, if I can take in the existing one, I can directly use that existing one. But what I'm saying that if there is any software or any package which was already there, and we are making that software and package as per the requirements of the modification. So as simple as which we can say that modifying of the existing ERP package as per the user requirements. So in these, which is the better one? So developing of the new one, or else modifying of the existing, or else taking the existing one, or else modifying the existing one. Which is the better choice in the sense of, if we can take in the development, it will take a lot of the cost and time. And if you can take in the existing one, we need to compromise with that. But instead of that, if you can take in the existing one and we will modify that as per the requirement. That should be better now. That
Yes,
we
sir.
can easily work on.
Easily better. Easily work out. Yes, sir.
That's what exactly. And that third choice or whatever it was there, the third option, the third choice, whatever it was there, that is what we are calling as an ERP. That's what we are calling as an ERP. So what is the difference in the ERP and the software in the sense of a software which has to be developed, or else a software which has been developed and we will use it. But an ERP which is having a lot of the things into that one, and we can modify that ERP as per the requirements, as per the user requirements. That is what we are calling as an ERP. Simply, which we can say that enterprise resource. What exactly by the ERP in the sense of enterprise resource planning? What exactly mean by that? Enterprise resource planning. So here, enterprise in the sense of the company or any organization, and resources. What is the resources in the sense of the departments like as finance, sales, HR, purchase, warehouse, all these are the resources. No?
Warehouse. Yes, sir.
We will make those resources into one planning. That means as per their order. That is what we are calling as an ERP. So here, SAP is also one ERP package. SAP is also one ERP package. That means there was one ERP product of the SAP which has developed by the company name of SAP AG in 1972 at World of Sitting, and it was based at Germany. It's a base of Germany. So in the 1972, what they are thinking that first we will develop a new ERP package. We'll develop a new ERP package, but whatever the new ERP package which we are going to be developed, that should not be for one company, and that should not be for one country. That means they are going to develop a new ERP package in the name of the SAP. It should be the globalized. It should be globalized. That means what they had done, that they had taken the world's smallest organization to the highest organization, and as well as worldwide all the global countries also. So they have taken the requirements from all of the companies and all of the countries, and whatever the requirements which they have been collected from all of the companies and all of the countries, they made everything into this SAP by using the language of the ABAP. That is a technical. That is a technical. So this SAP AG people has been collected all the requirements from all of the companies throughout the world, and by using of their own language, advanced business application programming language. So using their own language of the ABAP, whatever they have collected the requirements, they made everything into this SAP. And as well as it has been divided into the n number of the functions. That means being as in a Glenmark Pharmas, whatever my 5 departments are there, all my 5 departments also there into the SAP. It was already there. So, and even I need not to develop that role also. That means as a Glenmark, when I want to make my organization to the computerized, I came to yours, and I made a contract with yours. That means as simple as which we can say that TCS got the project from Glenmark. Glenmark wants to use the SAP. TCS got the project from Glenmark. And now, being as an IT supporting person in the TCS, what we have to do that, we need to, that means as an TCS, we need to collect the requirements from the client or the user, from the client and user, and we need to customize the standard SAP applications, as per that requirements. As per the requirements. On those of the requirements, the client can have their finance and costing activities also, handled by the Department of FI and CO functionality. Okay, so What is the Glenmark required general ledgers, and how they want to make the payables, and how they are making the payments to the vendors, and how they are making the sales invoices and the payments, and everything. Whatever my financial requirements and the costing requirements, you have collected those of the requirements, and as per that, you are going to modifying of the SAP as per my requirements. That's what the role of the consultant. We are collecting the requirements from the client. As per the requirements, whatever they are having, the financial requirements and the costing requirements, we are making into the SAP. We are making into that SAP. But the user is Glenmark. User is the Glenmark. As per the user requirement, we are preparing of that stuff. That is what we are calling as a customization or implementation. Okay. So, Bharat, is it clear?